trying something new.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode 12 of Soul Kitchen, wherein we talk about sneakers and anything that's related to sneakers or the world of sneakers or the culture of sneakers. And we have a packed show tonight with a lot of co-hosts and guests. We don't have Micah around, so we got a better replacement. So as a replacement, we have Mitus. Creasedheat, also our guest for tonight. How's it going, man?
Not bad, guys. Not bad, guys. Good to be on. It's something I've looked forward to for a bit. Obviously, have watched, I believe, every episode. So
Nice. Cool. Next up, we have Daniel Lawson, Sneaker News Oz on Instagram. How's it going, man?
Evening, lads, and gee, it's good to see you back, brother.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
Next up, we have Julian Pounds at Kicks and Craze. How's it going, man?
Good, very well. I'm so happy it's Friday.
Cool. And we have Stephen Henderson, SE Kicks 5. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good guys. Glad to be back. Glad to get on the pod and talk sneakers.
Cool. It's a long roll call, hey. We have Paolo Quartarone at Soul Collector 84. How's it going, man?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
And we have.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad to be here again, and yeah.
Nice. And we have Kicking It with G, Emmanuel Guevara, back after a few episodes of absence. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good. Oh, I am so excited. I'm not even joking. Yeah, let's go.
His shoe of the week is probably around 15 pairs. So.
all of them for
Yeah, I'm
retail.
gonna bring all of them all at once.
So we'll probably do you last.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, tradition of the show, we start with our shoe of the week. Maybe we start with our guest, Mitus. What's your shoe of the week?
So I'm going to take advantage of being a guest and do a latest pickup and one that I was wearing this week. So latest pickup is the Tour Yellow Air Max 1. I was pretty impressed with the quality of it, considering how they probably let it go away a little bit when the last iterations were coming out and they were just throwing any sort of colorways away. The only thing I found with this, it's probably like a half size too big. 11.5 women should be about a 10 US, but they're just a little bit too big. So we'll see what I'll do with that one. In terms of shoe of the week, went back a little bit. The UNC Jordan 2 Low. I actually got this, I want to say a few years ago from Shoes and One or Shows and One on IG. I got it, I'm pretty sure for like $70 on Facebook Marketplace. He was just selling them. I missed out on retail, always kicked myself, and yeah, ended up getting them. They were used. I think this was my first ever pair of used shoes, but $70. They're still in great condition now. Even with the little bit of yellowing that's coming, it's just made it even better.
So,
yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, if it comes from anyone that's going to love their sneakers.
No, he's a legend. Yeah. Great.
You don't walk away from that price. $70, man.
I don't think I've ever seen a Tour shoe.
Back in the day before everyone was a reseller, yeah?
Yeah. Next up, we have Daniel. Daniel, what's your shoe of the week?
Righto, so my shoe of the week this week is a big shout out to a bloke that we know. He's been on Old Man Sneaks pods, Ollie. Ollie had a big pickup this week. So my shoe of the week, shout out to him, is the Travis Scott SB Dunks.
nice.
Oh,
Nice.
what?
Nice.
Dang.
We should have put you last or second to the last.
I'm not even like a
so
big
Ollie-
Travis Scott fan, but
Yeah, I don't want to
these are
show my
nice.
shoe anymore.
I have heard a few people say to start scratching away at the material. Apparently it's better underneath, but I can't.
Yeah, do it.
But Ollie, we know you
Nah,
watch.
it's-
We know you watch this. Great pickup, man. And that's my shoe of the week. Goes out to you.
Nice.
crazy.
Next up, Julian. What's your
My one, I'm going to call it, it's the current Jordan 1 of the year. It's a forgotten Jordan. Big shout out to Big Evan. Georgetown 1, 85 cut.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
What did you turn on my?
Nice.
Good one. Most underrated.
Underrated,
Yeah.
and I reckon
Very
Yeah,
underrated.
always
kind of
the
forgotten,
year
hey.
of a Jordan 1. Yeah, just beautiful materials. I love it how they've aged a little bit. It's not like lost and found sort of age, but has that vintage tongue. Beautiful shoe, beautiful colorway. Yeah, can't go wrong. Just quality is amazing. So that's my pickup of the week.
All we can hear is Daniel scratching.
Sorry, guys. Someone turned the tally on
we
in
know
the
that's
sneaker
the
room, and I
best shoe, but
started
you don't
playing.
need to take over the whole thing.
Yeah,
Someone turned the tally on and started playing Unbreakable Kicks behind in front of me, so I had to get rid of it.
All right, next up we have
God.
Steven Henderson. What's your shoe of the week, mate?
All right, my shoe of the week this week is something that I always look at in my little collection of sneakers, and it's one of the favourites, an older one, is the Kyrie 2 Low Mr. Krabs.
Hey. Nice,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, nice shoe,
Something different.
cool design, cool theme, and I would have liked to get the sandy cheeks as well, but
Have you got
I
the
got it from
SpongeBob's?
so I'm gonna get those. No, I didn't get the SpongeBob's. Didn't get the Patrick, so I've got these last sneaker that I lined up for. I think
They're a nice. They're a nice collection. They're
Yeah,
a
it's
really
all
nice
online,
collection.
so. Yeah, I got a couple of Kyries, but yeah, love the lows.
Cool. All right, next up. This is probably going to be a big one. So, Paulo, what's your shoe of the week?
Okay. So I would have done two, but okay, we'll stick with one.
You can do two. if
So
you want.
probably my tip.
We don't
Yeah?
have Micah. No one's complaining.
The Winja, the official Winja. Look, my tea is pretty much is probably a bit of a teaser, yeah. But the shoe of the week is the J Balvin 2s. Huge shout out to JP, fucking legend. He assists me with his pair, and I just love it. I just love it. Jordan Brand, they knocked it out. Look, oh my god, all the details, like all the materials, the details, the hidden details there. Look at that. No, I just love it. I just love it. I always wanted them, and I was sure I wasn't gonna get this one because I thought they were gonna be heaps more limited. But yeah, apparently it was kind of easy cut. Yeah, thanks to JP. But yeah, definitely. I just want to thank you. I'm gonna call him. One second. Hey JP, can you hear me?
It's all the way up there. I'll pick up this.
His phone
All
is
good,
too
man.
high.
All
The
good.
cause for
Yeah, yeah. This is my second pair of the week, and yeah, I got a funny thing is, I got these from overseas, and this one, of course, from Sydney, and yeah, they came same day. So yeah, what a day! What a
Yeah,
day!
winning.
What a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
That's
I
a grab
finally
right there.
completed the pack. Yeah, we all know what these are, so there's no point for me pointing out all the details. But guys, actually,
I'll be sleeping in bed with them tonight if I was you.
What?
oh, I did. I've been doing it for
Oh,
three,
what
three
are they?
nights in a
I've
row.
Never seen them before. What are they?
Oh, these are the canvas fours.
The black canvas four.
Black canvas.
They're very nice.
Nick Callan
Canvas.
fours.
Black canvas with some Mickey Mouse clubs.
And
Fours. Yeah.
Did you see them? They dropped. There was a
Next
leak
up.
from Z Sneakerheads.
No. These yeah, no. I don't know what to say. They just
Nah, they're cords.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. No, yeah, cause for man. Yeah, I completed a set. I already have the grey ones, so yeah, they had to be done. Hey, guys, did you know this supposed to be the friends and family?
Yep.
I was watching one of the YouTubers, and they said I thought this was the GR, and the grey one was like the more limited pair. But apparently, this was the friends and family.
Yeah, and it got leaked out somehow, and
Oh, good
then
to
they
know.
decided to make it a GR.
Oh, you have both.
Got them
So
both.
doesn't matter now, right?
So I'm probably or a friend or a family. I don't know.
Next up, we have G. What's your shoe of the week?
Oh, hey, it's October, right? So October, I just gotta make a concerted effort to keep wearing my box. So I wore the Bape Reebok ventilators. One of my
Nice.
favorites.
Nice.
Such a great pair. So these came out in 2015, part of the 25th anniversary collection. And I know I'm a big Reebok fan, so yeah. So wearing heaps of that. I also wore my pumps, but yeah, these are the sneaker of the week.
Nice.
Yeah,
The-
yeah, yeah.
the D Brown.
pumps, yeah.
Liking
Yeah,
it.
those ones.
With the D Brown like. With the D Brown approval.
Oh, well, it was funny because a couple of my students saw the silhouette, but they didn't know what the brand was, and they were telling me how. Yeah, well, they were like,
decent.
are those like Reebok 4s or something? Because it has the same wings as the Jordan 4s, and I was just like, you just
They're just the Kmart version of Jordan 4.
yeah. I said, yeah, I was just felt so disrespected, but it's all right. That's cool. Don't read
They no
attention for
longer
the
have a
next
teacher now.
for the entire term, so it's all good.
Cool. All right. So for my shoe of the week, I have something different. An old new pickup.
Yes.
Emmanuel has this one.
Yeah.
This is a New Era and New Balance collaboration.
Oh, you
So
got
there's
it.
two
Yeah.
packages that you get here. You get
Yeah.
the New Era strap back
Oh.
with New Balance on it, and then you get the 574 Sports, which they stopped making now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a 574 with a more updated midsole outsole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a slip-on rather than just a standard moving thong.
Yeah.
I think there's version 2 of a 574 Sports as well.
Yeah.
Haven't got any of those. But yeah, I mean, they're nice. This is from the guy that I met when we were doing the kickstand with me and
His best
JP.
friend.
And he,
the guy you
Your
hassled all
best
day.
friend, if you're watching. Yeah, if you're watching or listening. So
Is that,
I got
that one of the guys that was responsible for you taking more shoes home than what you brought to sell?
Exactly. So I sold 4 during the event, and I ended up buying 7 in total from him. So
And then tried to rope me into
The cool
deals
thing
that he
about-
was doing.
yeah,
The cool thing about that the strap back is the inside, the liner itself has all of the logos that New Era have used in the history of the company. It's awesome.
That's
It's
cool.
such a great cap.
I'll have
Yeah.
to look that one up.
yeah. There's a 580 as well. So there's 2. I'm trying to chase if I can see if I can get the 580 version as well. So I don't know. Maybe. All right. So I think the next part of the show, we didn't have a review last week, but this week we have 3 of the guys picked up the same sneakers, and when that happens, we usually go for a review. For this week, 3 of us, JP and then G, picked up the 990 V3 Patta collaboration. They released here in Australia as well. I think G and I picked this up from the Patta website, which means we
Yes.
overpaid, and they become available in Up There, and I think there's one other store that's raffling them now. But yeah, so maybe let's start off with JP. What do you
I was
think?
lucky. Like I wasn't chasing them, and then I thought I'd regret it if I didn't grab them. So I entered the Up There store raffle, and lucky enough, I won the size 13. I'm not sure how much stock they had, but yeah, beautiful shoe in hand. It really does look different in hand to actually on screen. I just actually really love the olive with the lime green. It just really works in hand when you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful quality is amazing, and just the mesh is super soft. Just love it. Beautiful shoe, and just the packaging and just all the little like features and just little like picture. I'm guessing that's from somewhere in Amsterdam inside, but yeah, beautiful shoe.
Massachusetts, I think. Yeah. What about you, G? What do you think?
Yeah, look, I didn't mind paying a little bit more knowing what I was going to get, right? Like, the quality on these are amazing. The pigskin on them, like the actual leather, the paneling is fantastic. Yeah, as JP was saying, like that green, that kind of neon green, just somehow works so well with this color combination. And it's just an amazing shoe. For me, I love the splatter paint on the midsole, and the hits of like the P for Patta and all that sorts of stuff. So the shoe itself is fantastic. For those that were able to cop, yeah, it's a great pair. The mesh is super soft. Like when you look at it, right, like you know that when you put your feet in it, it's going to be good. Like you know it's going to be comfortable, right? So yeah, I agree with all the things that JP said. I really love my pair. Yeah, heaps nice, and it's a color like that because the olive just works with a lot, like, you know, jeans and a lot of different fits. Just works. Yeah, it works well.
Yeah. I think the issue here is that also I'm gonna be biased because you guys know I'm a New Balance guy. Really? The issue here is probably because it's the weakest out of all of the Patta New Balance collaboration. When you compare it to the 991s and the 920s, this is probably not their best. But looking at it, and I've mentioned this multiple times as well, without that green or like bright green hits on them, it would just look like any other olive 990 V3. It's exactly the identity that it needed. It needed that bright green to separate itself from the other 990 V3s, and obviously they weren't lazy. They added a custom P on the back instead of like the standard New Balance logo. Patta on the side instead of like saying 990 V3. I like them. Like I have the 3 olive 990 V3 released this year. And personally, I think they're all different. They all wear differently. So yeah, and also I'm biased, like I said. Like 990 V3 and New Balance, especially. I'd always have like high expectations.
How much was retail?
Meet that expectation. 350 or 380?
Yeah, 350.
350 because I got a ship.
350 retail.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So how much you guys paid?
Including shipping, it wasn't that much.
400.
About
Patta?
about 50.
It's about that much from the Patta website.
Yeah.
You buy from there. But that's the thing with most of the 990 series. Their base price is 350.
Yeah.
So
You get
but you get what you pay for.
Price.
Yeah. And they don't resell as much. If it's a hype release, then immediately it's 200% increase. Like so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for the most part, you can still buy them close to retail.
Except
Yeah.
for +13.
They're very nice. Like I would suggest if you guys will try to get into New Balance, just go with the 990 V3 because it's
You
it's
need
different.
any more lawn mowing shoes, Daniel?
He's got his Crocs.
I think he tried for this one. Didn't you try for this one,
Yeah,
Daniel?
Yeah, I took an L on that one. But no, I couldn't wear them lawnmower shoes. I got too much respect for them.
Look, this guy.
I could never wear Crocs.
All right. So
What else you got here?
Hey,
For that
dude,
review-
you wear work boots all day. You want to come home and slip your feet into something comfortable. It's either
Yeah.
the Crocs, or the Yeezy slides, man. It's one of the two.
No, it's
it's a
not.
Polex
I got
though.
Jordan Hydra
It's a
slides.
Salehi Crocs. All right. So I'll probably hand it over to Daniel for our topic of the week. Daniel,
So,
why don't you
our-
take over?
Our topic is a big one this week. It's been doing the rounds on all social media. It's the resale, I suppose, clause that Nike are putting into place. I think it's over in Korea at the moment, the Nike over there. So with a bit of luck, it sort of starts filtering its way through the rest of the world.
It's
and
actually
this
everywhere.
clause has come. It is everywhere. Yeah, right.
It is everywhere.
Well,
It's
this
on the
clause
Nike US website and everything.
Yeah, well,
Really? I thought it was
clause has
Korea
been-
only.
Yeah, so did I. Well, that's even better news. But this clause on the Nike site, their revised version of their terms of sale has been revised October this year. So it obviously is worldwide. And I'll just run through quickly their revised terms of sale, and then we'll discuss what that could potentially mean. So Nike's terms of sale. No purchase for resale in big black letters. Nike stores, including any consumer rights or policies offered in Nike stores, are intended solely for the benefit of end customers, and therefore purchase of products for resale is strictly prohibited. So end customers means the person that buys said product from Nike itself. Purchase for resale means the purchase of product by someone who intends to resell the product to others. We know that, yada yada yada. If Nike determines that a purchase or order is intended for resale, Nike reserves the right in its sole discretion as it relates to such purchase or order to A. Suspend the application of any Nike policy that provides a right or benefit intended for direct or consumer purchases, and B. Take any action to hinder such purchase or order and defer future purchases or orders, including without limitation to restrict sales to any customer, consumer account or member account, cancel orders, charge restocking fees, impose purchase quantity limits, decline to issue refunds or take returns, deny access to any Nike store, and or suspend or close any accounts. That means, in my eyes, that Nike are finally putting into place ways to possibly stop the botting system. If you're caught buying multiple purchases through the same account, they will be wiped, they will be stopped. And it's only a good thing for us avid collectors and personal buyers. Guys, obviously there's not going to be any negative takes on this, but what are your thoughts? Now, Midas,
I have a
you've just
negative
dropped-
one, but
Well, you can go last then. Midas, you just dropped your own YouTube video on this, mate. You're probably in a good position to talk about this, seeing that it's fresh in your mind, mate. Take us away and your thoughts and opinions on this.
I actually did a bit of research in this because initially people were saying that it was Korea and everything like that. So, but the more articles that were coming about, they were mentioning North America and everything like that. There's actually, I think it's the Washington Post made it, and they mentioned North America, sorry. And then when I actually Googled the term of sales, like it was on the Nike American website, so I printed it out, the whole thing. The crazy thing to me is the word "but no limitations," right? So they've said what they're potentially going to do, and that to me, like, it seems like this is what we've thought of so far, but we could think of other punishments outside of that. Now, I know within working in retail, you know, I worked in a small independent store that had a Nike contract. Until it's been sold, Nike actually reserves the right to take that product back whenever they want to. What's to say they don't go into like a resale store and say, you guys have purchased this outside of the terms of sale, and then work into confiscating it? It sounds crazy, but crazier things have happened. The other thing that I noticed on there, they're talking about bots, right? Most bots don't use one account. It's essentially using multiple different accounts to do it, right? To get around the system. I actually, if you go right through the terms, they talk about like redirecting, shipping through FedEx. They're saying if you use that for the basis of reselling or potentially even tax evasion, which how many resellers do you know have got an ABN and are paying tax, right? That was the other interesting thing. They're going all in, and for me, I'm torn. I'm stoked because it may be easier for myself to purchase, but you got to wonder why now. The talk around the internet is because too many resellers now are buying up a bunch of stuff and then taking it back to return. So every return comes with a postage label, paid for. So they're going to stack up. They're essentially doing it because it's hurting their pocket now. But when they were through the peak of COVID, maximizing profits on like Jordan 1 lows, mids, they weren't crying about resellers then, were they? The other thing about that is the restocking fee. I know in JD Sports in the UK, they actually do that. They charge $15. So if you send a pair back, they charge you to send it back. So that's not a new thing. But I just hope, for me, like, the only time I've ever sent something back to Nike is like poor quality or not my size. Am I going to get a $15 fee because of that? Or are they going to look into my purchase history and say this is a legitimate purchaser? What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I think that was my question there. Like, how do you determine intent, right? Because I know from a bot,
like, for
from a
example,
bot-
if an account always bought maybe one size, let's say I'm US 12, and then they see one day I start buying size 8, size 10, size, that could be a way to figure out.
It's
probably
definitely a red flag.
I'm a reseller.
yeah, but there's still
Yeah,
gonna be ways around that, right? Like, people don't use single accounts. They're gonna be using multiple accounts. So if
That's
you
it.
wanna
The bot
appear
system does
like,
use multiple
like a
accounts.
legit, like a legit buyer, then you can't stop it from happening as well. And then let's just say they determine the intent, right? How are they gonna enforce that? You know what I mean? Like, if it's already been sold or it's already in the hands of the consumer, right? What sort of enforcement is gonna be in place? Like, they're gonna send police and
It's another
Yeah,
expense
exactly.
on Nike.
and
It's
what if
another
it's a
expense on
false
Nike to
positive
take
as well?
enforcement. Enforcement needs to be at a
And what if
certain
it's
level.
a false positive? Like, you actually
Do you get to
misidentified
contest it?
a person with that intent, and then you get sued. So that's another problem. Like, there's a lot of, like, to me, what it looks like, it's they're trying to scare the resellers. But if you think hard on how all of this is going to get implemented, like, you don't know. Like, there's no clear sort of like way of like, this is what we're going to do, or this is exactly what we're going to do if we caught you and we positively identified you. There's like, they're just saying these are the things that we can do, but they never said anything about like, this is absolutely going to be enforced.
Yeah, enforcement's always going to be a hard part of it, no matter what.
But that's assuming that you can get past the identification or the identifying the proper intent.
So, but does this make... So the biggest time that this is going to come up is when we're all bidding on a pair of sneakers that's a 15-minute bid. So at the end of 15 minutes, are we going to get a win or a loss email, or we're just verifying your account email? You know, how are they going to do it in 15 minutes?
Maybe they do that. They go through and they've got to verify everything.
Yeah,
Maybe it takes a little bit longer, but maybe you get more dubs.
Oh, they're the only drops.
Yeah, I think it could possibly come down to when
they're the only drops that
they're
anyone cares
into
about.
the shipping stage of it. If you got 50 bloody boxes all going to the one address,
That's correct.
there's a bit of a red flag.
see, I
for
don't
it there.
think
Yeah,
they're
they might
doing
use
that.
separate accounts. They might use separate
I don't think
accounts.
they're doing
but-
that. I don't know myself because I don't bot, but they said specifically in the terms and conditions that if you're through FedEx, like rerouting, so you've all purchased from Nike and it says you've got 7 days to reroute it. So let's say they're putting in random addresses, whatever like that, and then when it gets to FedEx, then they're rerouting it, so it's out of Nike system. There's specific mention of that within the terms and policies, so I'd assume that's how they're getting around that. Because we've all said, like, how do you not notice there's 50 pairs going to one address? Because I don't think it does on their end.
The thing with that is, like, from what I understand with the address, right? There's a way that you can fake that using the same address by putting in, let's say, a house number or a letter to it, right? And it's still gonna get sent to you properly by the post.
Yeah.
So in terms of like detection of that, like the system that they use, I don't think they do. I don't think they check for similar address. They either check for
But then
exact
maybe
match
they have a new tool.
or not. And the way
Maybe they have
around
a new
that is
tool.
like adding those
Maybe
additional numbers or additional letters to your address, which would still send the shoes to you. So like that's what I'm
Yeah, I
asking.
never
Like,
thought of that.
Do you reckon?
They could definitely like say my residence
Does
here.
this now
I can
go-
make it out seem like it's a block of flats, and like
yeah,
this
it's
whole block of
1A,
flats just sit on a pair.
23A,
Yeah. I never thought of
23B,
that.
and then it's still gonna get sent to your address. So, and they don't detect it that way. They're not gonna say, "Oh, this looks similar." It has to be an actual match. You have to be using the exact same address, and technically, they're not the same address. So,
Is this going to come and affect our Foot Locker and our Culture King raffles at the same time?
like, what about all of those other boutique stores, right?
So with,
I feel like they're
Like,
they're
'cause
doing things
I
already.
guess Culture King already started to it where
Yeah,
they go, like Culture King make you wear your sneakers out of store if you're lucky enough to have one there. But can they then go, hold on, mate, I know you're a reseller. I'm not giving
Yeah,
you
but
the sneakers.
know the
that's the
boutiques,
question,
though.
right? Like, how do you identify a reseller? Because that's the trickiest part of all of this.
Well, that's the funny thing because
Yeah,
when
but
we were at
but-
Culture Kings for the Canvas 4 race, the Canvas 4 raffle, when we had our Melbourne meetup, me and JP were sitting there and we could tell every reseller that was in that room just by looking at it. Because they had 50 Nike bags under their arms, they had 50 bloody up their store bags under their arms. You can tell. You can tell these ones.
When I
Just
went
they
into
stick
the
out a
taxi
mile.
highs,
No
when I was
one
in
to rock,
Melbourne
5 to
last time
stop.
for the taxi
Is it-
highs, it was all the same people. Like you're looking at them going, there is no way you're actually here for your own stuff, and they're all trying to like walk out like penguins not to crease them.
And they've all got panda dunks on.
Does it go all the way to the outlet stores when you've got these guys walking in and you see them? They get there at 8 in the morning, as soon as the door runs up, and they're looking for anything that's worth reselling on the back shelves
it
and walking
happens.
out
It
with
happens
16
every
boxes.
weekend. Like most weekends,
Yeah,
right?
you're like, do they get refused
Yeah.
service at
I've never
the
seen it
outlet?
so bad until I went to Melbourne. Like they literally had like flatbed trolleys, like pulling up to the joint, and like it was normal to them. I'm sitting there going, this is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I think
But
the
I mean,
only
remember
way
the
that
time-
Nike are
remember
going
the
to be
time
able
when you,
to.
Sorry,
Sorry,
remember the
Jake.
time when you went to Foot Locker to sign up in person and show ID? I remember like a whole heap of like families were going up there, right? Like prams with babies, grandmas and grandpas.
My baby needs a size 9.
Yeah,
My
It's just-
child's a
it's just
size
crazy.
9.
But in terms of the address thing that Donald was talking about, is that I know that with FedEx, in order for you to redirect your package, the seller has to activate you being able to redirect your package.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Hmm.
So I've had issues with
Yeah.
a number of sneakers not be like I wasn't able to redirect via FedEx because FedEx told me that the seller or where it originated from did not activate me being able to redirect that package. Right. So
Obviously, Nike can do that
Like
now.
I said, that was in their terms
Yeah.
and conditions, specifically about rerouting.
yeah.
well, the thing with Nike is,
And how does
you know,
this affect, let's say, consumer rights, right?
Yeah.
Like as a buyer, right? There's a different law, obviously, that's mandated to us, right? So we have our consumer law. Like how does that?
It's also
like,
different every
if Nike
country, too.
refuses to sell something to you, yeah. So how do they manage that? How do they traverse that?
Well, with like DHL, when
It's the only way they can ever stop it is not allowing it
JP?
out of the store.
yeah, just a couple of things. Like obviously, they're never going to implement it in store. In Australia, especially, every single store, pretty much, I'd say 95% of the stores in Australia are owned by independent retailers. They're not actually owned by Nike itself. So, like, Nike Pitt Street is owned by AF1, which is their own franchise. So, pretty much, they do what they want. RPG, Retail Prodigy Group, have most of the ones in Melbourne and up the East Coast as well. So, at the end of the day, it comes down to dollars. If they sell all their stock, they're making money, they're paying the bills. So I don't think they're going to really go and spend too much time on trying to stop people from reselling. It's always going to happen. Online, with these reshipping, because it's regional, like Nike is very regional. So if you buy in Australia, they won't send to the US, and the US won't send to Australia, and it's regionalized. So that's why they won't allow like DHL rerouting to do that. Just mainly because of licensing rules there that have implemented. With Donald, with what you were saying before with the addresses, big issues happening over in the US with Yeezy supply. So Yeezy supply, for like as long as I've seen online people trying to access it, they're blocking all these random IP addresses who they think are resellers trying to who are bots, but I've seen people like straight away get blocked as soon as they try to get in, and they're just on a mobile phone. Like it's either go too far or not far enough. I feel that at the end of the day, like as you said, like you could put like a unit number as one, and then the street address as the next line, and like just split them up or put a space in between like a word. And it's not a person going through every single address; it's software, and they'd have to like implement so many search criterias to like pick out these resellers. So the only way I can see them really stopping this is just saying, like what Australian retailers are doing is saying, on these raffles, no returns at all. You buy them, you can't return them, and you're stuck with the pairs. And if these pairs don't make money, then they're stuck with them. They're going to lose money and they can't sell their pairs.
JD Sports actually do that. JD Sports have in their terms and conditions, if you win a raffle entry, you can't return it.
Yeah, I think
it goes against Australia.
Yes, Australia does that. Well, it's in their terms at least when you join the raffle, so it's a valid thing.
And
it's not like they're trying to circumvent something.
Like who's gonna like try to like take him to?
I mean, look, it's still a yeah. I mean, it's still a step in the right direction, right? But I feel like it's still lacking to a certain extent. But reselling is on a downward right now anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's a little bit late. They're just trying to ride that decline in reselling as well. If you think about it, I don't know.
It's also they're getting hit as well, right? Just because there's a decline in resale, and as you guys were saying earlier, is like, you know, people are returning all of the multiple pairs that they've paid for. So therefore, you know, Nike's losing money on that. So that's probably one of the biggest reasons as to why they're starting to make this. It sounds like a bluff. Not that I'm a reseller or anything. It just sounds like a bluff to me. It's just like, remember the policy when they said that, well, if you buy, you can't buy a Nike product from, say, America because it won't ship out to Australia, right? And then they're saying like so many different countries are going to be applying that policy, right? So for like a good 6-7 months, everyone was kind of like, oh, well, I've got to choose where I get my Nike shoes now, right? But that's never stopped us at all from purchasing from different countries. Yeah. So I don't even know what happened to that policy.
It just killed my eBay account.
Yeah.
Yeah, eBay's getting too expensive anyways.
Well, eBay is now, I think...
So the other thing there, right, is like, I think we're all also aware that reselling is part of the culture. I mean, it shouldn't be killed. I mean, it should be minimized and at least controlled to a certain extent, but I don't think it's a good idea to kill reselling, because that's what's putting the value in what we collect, right? I mean, let's face it, right? No one wants to collect 100% worthless stuff, right? Like, we're all in this as well. I know there's nostalgia. Yeah, but there's nostalgia, but it also gives you a sort of like a good feeling that your collection is valued at something, right?
There's that little thing when you look at pairs and you check the price on them. Yeah, you'll see, like, I've got a couple of pairs and I'll look and I'll go, damn, that's worth that now. Like, there's that little kick in that. 100% agree. For me, height doesn't matter to me. Collabs don't matter to me. If I like the shoe, I like the shoe. But I feel like Nike is going to lose money because resellers essentially add to the hype of the shoes. So they've been making money off that regardless. So their whole business is built on hype at this level
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
Well, everything, like every single sort of like collecting culture has a reseller. So people buy cars and they resell them and make money on them. People buy watches, they keep them, sell them, or just flip them. It's just down to, I guess, how rare something is. If there's less of them, more people want them, and the value will go up. So it'll be hard to stop that sort of culture. And
but that's the key. That's a key point. Like when it's about rarity. So to me, like, I understand when it's a collab or when it's a limited pair. Like, it makes sense. That adds value. But when you see GRs, like 500,000 pairs of a shoe,
6,000 Panda Dunks getting bought up.
I mean, come on, like they should be available all time. Like, the only reason because Nike is doing this is because before, like in the last 10 years, every time they make 600,000 pairs, they know they're gonna make money for 600,000 pairs, and so that's easy money coming in because they know the resell that doesn't care who buy. At the end of the day, that's business, and they don't care if we're buying it or the resellers are buying it. As long as the shoes are out, they're out. But now that the shoes are coming back in, that's a problem because they have to pay the refunds. So for
That's
them,
the only
it's a
reason
loss
that
of money.
they're
I
upset
mean,
about it.
but how much are they making on each pair of shoes?
I wanna think they do it for the culture, but guys, I don't know.
Yeah,
no.
think about it. Like,
if COVID hadn't hit, this wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
but think about it. Like, how many shoes are actually Nike producing each year for them to have to like think, oh shit, we're losing money because people are returning shoes? Like, at the end of the day, like, if you return the shoe to them and then they go, oh sorry, you're a reseller, but are they going to send the shoe back to you? Are you have to pay for it, like, to be returned to you? Because they're not gonna. Are they gonna approve it before you send it back to them, or are they gonna approve it when they receive it? So, like, there's gonna be all these other costs associated with it if you return and they classify you as a reseller, which, as Paolo said before, if
Well,
you
that's
buy
where the
size-
fee's coming back.
I guess
Yeah.
like
They're
we
going to charge you a restocking fee, which essentially would cover that.
yeah,
That was within it. But the other
I
thing,
agree
they're
with
also saying that to
But-
refuse to refund you.
Yeah, but
So
that
whether
was
or
still
not that
cost
comes in-
time. So like that $15 fee is just that fee, but there's time associated with that as well.
Well,
So
15. It's
The fact
£15
that-
I guess
in the UK. I don't
for
know
us-
what it'll be with Nike. That was just an
whatever the
example of what
value
they
is,
do over
right?
there.
It will cost some time. Like it's a process that you now have to accommodate for, which you didn't have before, right? So now you're gonna hire resources for that. Now there's time associated for that,
Yeah.
and it's
Time
not
equals
just
money, right?
yeah, it's not just a $15 because or whatever value that is.
What do you guys?
But in the US, don't a lot of
There you
their return Nikes end up
Yeah,
in
they
their
do.
outlets?
Yeah,
So they're dropping money off the value of the sneaker for the second retail price.
they're still making money off that if it goes
Yeah.
on the outlet.
They're still making money, but
Yeah.
the profit
It's not as
margin
big.
Yeah.
margin is still profit
Yeah.
margin, no matter what
I think
country,
they usually go
what
there and
product you're
still
selling.
go
You
for
still
retail.
you manufacture.
some do some.
When they're in the outlet,
Some of
so
them
yeah,
are,
like,
right?
when they're returns, a lot of them are still retail.
True.
Unless they hit the back wall.
Yeah. What do you
Are we
guys think,
also,
right? In
like,
terms
thinking-
of the,
Now,
what
go
do you
on,
guys
Mike.
think in terms of resellers, right? How many do you think will be deterred by this? Do you think it's 10%, 50%? Do you think it's 60%? Because at the end of the day,
Zero.
most people, you don't
None.
think you think zero?
Nobody.
None.
You don't think
No,
if
no,
there
no.
was legal
Zero.
ramifications
I think-
that would deter people?
Nobody.
No.
Most resellers
There's legal
I've
ram-
met
there's
or
legal
seen-
ramifications.
There's no ramification to this.
There's legal
Most of- most of
ramifications
them
I think they want to be
for collecting
resellers.
for collecting a wage without declaring it to the ATO.
Yeah.
So they're already
Yeah.
running the illegal ramifications gauntlet anyway. So what's this going to deter?
And they're more likely to be taken to court by the ATO than by Nike over a
100%.
couple of pairs of
But
shoes.
for
You don't think
Australia,
it'll scare any off?
You're talking about the people.
Nike's not chasing up
Yeah. Like,
anybody.
you're talking about, resellers are the type of people that will find loopholes anywhere.
Yeah.
So you give them some sort of limitation, they'll figure out a way around it. That's the reason we've got bots, right? So that's the reason why we have bots. Yeah.
They're just more bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
More bots. Less numbers
Nike,
per bot.
let's say, have like an 80 or even 80% like chances of like identifying an actual reseller and setting an example for that successfully, then it might work. But the problem, the hurdle is like, how do you get that first batch of resellers in the first place?
Yeah.
Maybe this is why the Lost and Found raffle is 645 days long, so they can work out.
Put enough time. Put enough time.
But for Australia, the issue is that we don't get enough pairs to start with, like even on sneakers, and they're just gonna these resellers are gonna target the hype shoes, so they're gonna go for like Travis Scott's, all the pairs they know they're gonna make money off, which is good for us because the other pairs that we want they're gonna see it on this website. But I feel that if there's only like 1,000 pairs on Sneakers Australia, like it's not a huge amount for the amount of people who want these shoes. So if a reseller gets like 10 pairs, like they're gonna make money even if they set the retail. Like people are gonna buy it off them, unless it's a terrible shoe which nobody wants. But there's gonna be more.
But the hype sneaker isn't the sneaker that's going to get
Make
returned.
it harder for us.
Exactly. But the thing is, nowadays, who's the reseller? Like you have the proper resellers, and they will get the limited pairs. They will get them backdoor. They will get them using bots, so they will get the shoes regardless. I think these measures that they're gonna target the Timmies, all the young Timmies out there. They get the shoes, and they won't be able, or maybe they're gonna get affected by the return fee, like because the thing is now if they go to the flippers, the quick flippers, the young ones, if they buy a shoe now, they get these for 250, and they will sell it for, if they don't sell it, so they will get their money back, so they'll get 250, so that's even for them, is fine. But if they start buying 5 pairs of these and they won't sell it, they have to return them, they have to start paying the fees. Like maybe it's different for 16 years old, or I mean for all these new wannabe resellers. I think maybe they're gonna get affected, maybe, hopefully. So maybe it will be more stock.
That was
the
my
biggest
point. I
effect is
feel like
probably
the casual will get affected. Like the casual resellers coming into it that have watched the Common Hype video or whatever, they'll be done and dusted. For the most part, I feel like the legal ramifications around it too will scare them, and I think we're going to get a drop off of about 30-40%, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which means the Panda Dunks are gonna sit now.
Well, we can only hope that these resale restrictions do affect us in a positive way, and moving forward, that makes things a little bit easier for us common folk to cop. Righto, we've chewed the fat for a good chunk of time on that, which is good. Guys, just quickly, whilst you guys were rambling on about the New Balance Patta that I wasn't really listening to, I jumped onto the supply store website. For the guys that are running the small feet, sorry, Palo and JP and Hendo, the the Air Jordan 3 Retro Black Fire Red Gold is sitting on a size 12 women's, which is a 10.5 men's and a 10 men's. So the smaller feet going out there, if you want to cop it, it's back up on the supply store website. Speaking of upcomings, Old Man Sneaks, what do we have in the upcomings this week?
All right, let me just start sharing my screen and hopefully people get to see them. If not, well,
hopefully.
I hope you can do that very, very quickly.
Just read out the proper names so I can chuck it in there.
All right.
Hey! We got a screen!
I can only see. What are these?
Detailed.
Oh my god.
First off, we have
Forrest
the
Gump.
Mischief AC1 art piece turned sneakers apparently. All right, let me start off with you, Daniel. What do you think, Mike?
So I reckon these would be like an $800 pair of. Now I'm using air quotes for this shoes, because
It's 729 Australian on end. At the
Jeez, I
moment.
wasn't bloody far off, was I? I
Nah,
wasn't
you're not.
far off.
Keep that.
You're very
Plus
close.
shipping,
But,
800
but
bucks.
in saying that, I could
Dang.
go out now and drop 2 lead weights to my feet and get a pair of these from the hospital for nothing. In a black or grey colorway. So no, these are fucking hideous. So I don't know what's going. I don't know what's going on in the world of design at the moment, but this is a major pass.
This is free with Medicare. So
Maybe this is the private health version.
Midas, what do you think? Is it a cop for you or?
No, definitely not. I don't know what they're doing. I remember seeing the images pop up on Instagram and just thinking, I'm pretty sure I was wearing these before they were cool. It was only when I had a bad ankle though. So, yeah, definitely not for me.
JP.
They look like snowboarding boots. This is fucking ridiculous. Like Mischief has always been there just to be sort of like controversial. But I like the idea of them, but nobody's like, never going to buy them. It's just a stupid thing. But yeah, especially for $800.
You don't buy them if you can get them for free on Medicare.
I just,
It might be the first one they don't get sued over.
Probably.
Now, just saying that, if these had an auto-laced system, would you buy them
Oh,
then?
come on. No.
yes.
Doesn't make it any better.
It's that a Reebok pump. Is that
I
a? Is
thought
that
it was a pump.
Nah, it's not. It's just a design to show you the logo of the AC1. Paolo, being the man that buys all these weird shoes, what do you think?
Yeah, no, no. Is this a collab? What's the backstory?
It's from Mischief.
Collab, I got 3 pairs. I'm the hype beast of the group, so definitely 3 pairs. No, I got both of them. Bam. Look, to be honest, no, that's a pass. But yeah, man, you know, I appreciate stuff like this coming out because you know we need to talk about shoes. You know, these give us topics, but yeah, no, definitely that's a pass for me. For probably 99% of the sneakerheads.
Wait for the Satan version.
Yeah.
Oh.
G, what do you think?
I don't know if you guys have seen the promo photos. Like, even the model looks like he was having a hard time walking in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pass. I mean, I wore these before they were cool, so yeah, I'll pass for me. Unless they come in UNC blue, so we'll see how we go.
Hey, that blue on the bottom looks like maybe.
Yeah.
What about you, Hendo? It's a cup for me. I'm getting to that age wherein I might start needing this because of my brittle bones.
The real old man sneakers.
They'll be really handy for you in your jumping photos.
Yeah, no, I might keep one on ice, but yeah. Next up.
Enjoy the old man sneaks.
Next up, we have the Air Jordan 2 SE Craft. Daniel, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the fence with these. I've had a bit of a detailed look at them, and I don't know. I think obviously they're smashing out the Jordan 2s of late, which being a Jordan 2 head and big fan of, I can thoroughly appreciate. But I'm not 100% sold on these. It's a pair that I have to see in hand to pull the trigger on. So it's a maybe. It's a maybe.
You'll probably see them in hand in stores, so
Yeah.
there's a good chance of that.
You will.
Midas, what do you think?
initial images, I did like them. I think I'm the same way. I think I need to see them in hand. I do love Jordan 2s. There are probably a couple others I'm going to try and cop before this, but look, if I stumble across them, there's a good chance in the heat of the moment I'll just grab them.
Cool.
Mate, if you stumbled across these,
Is
you're
this
probably
a
going to need
men's
the last pair of
or
shoes
women's?
to wear.
Man,
It's women's.
oh, is it women's? I thought it was
It's
men's.
women's, is
I think-
it? Yeah.
I
I
think
thought it
it's
might
it's
have been.
women's. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's women's. JP, you're probably not gonna fit this.
Yeah, now it makes sense of the colors that they've used. Yeah, like it's okay, but I feel that they're trying to bring back the Jordan, and they should be making things like a bit more hype and a bit more popular, rather than like a brown shoe with like white. I say yeah, leave it for the women, and I'll go for something else as a drop for me.
Cool. Paolo.
Look, I want to be honest. They do look nice. I'm not gonna bash them. I love beige look, and materials seems to be not too bad. But yeah, to me, like if they wanted to, you know, to make the two model popular, I would have gone with one OG colorway, maybe one or two collabs, and then just pump colorways. Like, you know, this year they only made like what 90% of the twos they were all collabs. So I don't know. I like to see this color, but yeah, I'll definitely pass because I can't get them. But if they came in extended sizes, I could think about it. They're not too bad. They're nice.
Cool. G.
I was the one that brought this up. Hey, like I actually like this pair. Like the colorway. Obviously, I'm gonna fit into that women's sizing. I hope it comes with a skirt because my legs look pretty damn hot.
Okay, Osama.
But yeah, no, I really like the colorway. But in terms of what Paolo is saying, is that yeah, it's true. Like every pair of twos that have released have been collaboration. Except
There's a reason
the
for that,
playoffs
though.
that are coming out still, right? Yeah, of course, yeah, to build the hype, right? To build the hype.
Yeah,
around it.
that's their formula. Like if you look at the dunks, they did the
Yeah.
same thing with them to bring them back. They do it with everything.
Yeah. But it'd be nice, as Paolo is saying, like if we were able to get more like OGs.
Next year you'll get GRs and OG colorways.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'd love a pair if I can get it.
Cool. Hendo.
Let's do more of the same and just move on. I think twos look ugly in white. They need to be a darker colorway for twos to work. And just on that last point, it's pretty sad when they've got to bring out collabs to build hype. But that's
True.
But
Yeah.
they did it with the Air Max
I'm going
1
back
too.
to
Like
Asics.
that's what they do. That's what they do when they reintroduce a silhouette. It's a
No,
formula
that's what they do to get new buyers into it. But as a sneakerhead, it's
Oh,
a
I
no
don't
for
need
me.
it.
Like if I've got to go and buy a collab,
Yeah.
like I'd rather go and buy an Asics GR with awesome materials straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And then when the collab comes out, you're like, oh, I'm going to get that because it's going to be even better.
Yeah.
With Nike, we don't even know if the collab's going to be any better.
Well, some brands don't need a collab to have a story on their GR. They release
Yeah, that's
GR
it.
with stories. So
Nike's just going so far with this. Like, just I don't know. Pass.
I like the color. I like the colorway. I don't know. I'm with most of you guys. I need to see them in hand.
They're gonna
and I
have to
think
be
that's
corduroy
not gonna
pants.
be hard. Yeah, it will match a lot of my pants. So.
corduroy twos.
All right. Next up, we have the Soulfly.
Oh,
Air
Soulfly.
Jordan 13. Daniel,
Sexy.
what do you think?
These give me CP3 vibes. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard some good and some real bad reviews on these about the materials used and whatnot.
Ripstop. Right? It was based on-
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the Jordan head in me is like just screaming, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. But I'm not a massive fan of 13s. Another one I'm on the fence about. I can't. Nah, see, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I can't give you a cop or a drop. It's a maybe.
Which is probably a cop. Midas. What do you think?
Early pair.
I have no pairs of 13s. I am not the biggest fan. There's been ones that I look at, like colorways I see on the shelf. And I go, look, they look really good on the shelf, but I can't see them on feet. The fact that it's a collab means nothing to me. Soulfly's cool and everything, but yeah, it's a drop for me.
Just to add to that, when Daniel's on the fence, he's always on the cop side. So.
When he's on the fence, it means he's only getting 2 pairs.
He's gonna fall over.
The glass is always half full.
He's about to fall on the other side to cop. But JP, what do you think?
So I've always said I hate Jordan 13s, but I actually really like this. Yeah, it's probably the hype beast in me speaking, but I'm a sucker for that like pastel color and with the UNC blue.
100%.
Yeah, I feel that if it's available, then I will probably try to get it. But I have a feeling like it's hard to tell with Soulfly. Like it could be like in store only at Soulfly in Miami, or it could be
Or
like
backdoored only.
yeah, correct. I really like the colors. And I don't think the soul like the the cheetah paw or whatever it's the leopard paw looks that out of place on this colorway. So yeah, I think it's going to be a compliment.
Cool. Paolo.
No, that's nice. That's a nice pair. I like the color. I like the how they position the colors on the shoe. The only thing I'm not convinced is I don't see much Soulfly on the shoe. Like apart from the big logo on the tongue and the ripstock material, I don't. Yeah, I mean, why makes it a Soulfly shoe? I want to look into it. But yeah, no, definitely. If I can cop them, I'll cop them 100%. They're nice. I like 13s. 13s are the most comfortable Jordan, in my opinion. So they look fresh. They're comfortable.
More comfortable than 3s?
They're collab. Backstory.
Oh, they're crazy.
Oh, 100%.
Man.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like pillows. It's like you wearing
a
cloud. Oh, try any 13. Any. Yep.
I tried the wheat 13s when they were at the outlets because they were at a crazy price before everyone was a reseller again. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger.
For the looks.
G, what do you think?
Color combination, love them. Right, 13s, great shoe. I've all been 13s. They're comfortable, really, really good. I even like the 13, the low cuts as well. Like Paolo was saying, like there's not a lot of Soulfly on this, right? So when I first saw it, I thought they were just going to be an actual GR pair until I read the title. So I already fell in love with them before I read the title, right? So I'm like, oh. But yeah, I really like the combination of materials, the contrasting materials, the pastels. Yeah, I'd love to cop if I can, but probably won't happen because they probably won't end up here.
Yeah. Cool. Hendo.
Love the, like G was saying, the color combination, that blue and that it's almost like a touch of green in that creamy suede.
Yeah.
Like it just works
like
well.
Cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, on my phone it's got a tint of green in it.
Yeah.
I would have liked these more if they were a low.
Yeah.
I think they would have played well in a low. The
Yeah, agreed.
13s don't. I can't wear a 13 anyway. As much they just don't fit my foot. But yeah, I think a low in that colorway would have just been sensational. But I love that use of canvas and suede.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool. Yeah, for me it's a pass. Like I don't have a 13. I don't plan on copying a 13. It might be high, but yeah, don't care. So it's a pass for me. Next
Oh,
up,
sh-
we have
It's a pass until I double up. You watch.
Yeah, pass them from G to old man.
we have the Beams A6 Gel Cayano 14. What do you think, Daniel?
These give me Nike Air utility vibes. The
ACG.
black ones with
They're
the straps
Gore-Tex as
across
well,
it.
by the way.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nah, pass. No reason, just pass.
Midas.
I didn't know Asics did overshoes.
Oh, they've done a few. They've done a few.
Yeah, I have no need for this in my life. I used to run and train in Asics Gel Nimbus quite a lot. I'm a supinator, so I can't wear Asics Gel Kayanos anyway. So that's going to be my excuse, not the appalling look of them.
JP.
Yeah, they really remind me of the Tom Sachs
Yeah, I
overshoe,
was going to say that. Yeah.
but with like a strap over the top. Yeah.
yeah.
Is what's on, like I'd have to see what's underneath of it.
This one.
Oh, is that it? It doesn't look too bad without the overshoe.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
This would be really cool as a khaki colorway because you've got that mosquito net. It would give you real safari vibes.
This is why you're not a shoe designer, Daniel.
real
I was
Jumanji
thinking
style
more
vibe
military.
to it.
Major Pain collab.
Yeah, that's it.
JP.
Cool idea.
Okay.
If we had snow and bad weather over here, I'd buy it. But yeah, they're just a bit too much for me right now, so it's a drop for me.
Cool. Paolo.
Pass, man. Those are quite hideous and ugly looking. Yeah, no, I don't do ugly shoes.
How many ISPAs do you own?
So beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
G.
Yeah, no, I pass. Move along.
Hendo.
I just swap. I don't know which way do you swap these. What's cool? Just let's go to the next sneaker. I've got enough other Asics to not want to get these.
Well, fuck you guys. I like them.
You can like them.
It's a cop for me.
They'll stop your diarrhea going into your socks.
Shoe of the summer.
Next up, we have the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1
Yes.
reverse. Daniel, how many pairs?
I don't hate him. I don't know. I'm not as hard up over these as what Polo is. It's probably going to be a pass. It's probably going to be a pass for me.
No way.
US 12, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of them.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's got that lost and found outsole.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
The aged outsole.
Just
No, that's like the Nigel ones, like the OG. Same.
yeah, the OGs, man.
Midas.
I thought the other one was a better idea because obviously at the time it was a bit more unique. This is probably a more wearable colorway, but I don't need it. I've got enough Jordan 1s that are a lot better looking than this. I'm hoping to get 12 pairs of the lost and found, so I'll stick with that.
JP.
Yes, I want 2 pairs. So I love that little mini swoosh.
Yes.
The leather looks like butter. It looks so soft. Looks beautiful. I reckon it's just a really well done shoe. Definitely, if I can get one, I'm gonna get one. I love my black and white Air Force Ones, so this is just like a perfect addition. to
Jeez,
that.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah, not just black. Yeah.
Paolo, how many pairs are you copying?
Just one. I'm not a greedy person. I just need one to.
He's not a
bring the
reseller. He doesn't want to get his order cancelled.
Oh, look. To be honest, better these than the Hello Kitties. Okay, so I know something about the ruffles. But yeah, no, definitely. I love these. I love the. Of course, they did nothing new besides making the black pair. But the thing is like a yin yang vibe. So I see these got a white tongue when the original ones had the black tongue, and then these are black when the other ones they were yellow, pissed yellow, white. And yeah, no, I definitely love it. Definitely love it. I love the concept, I like the mini swoosh, I like everything. So I definitely have to complete the pack, 100% in the vault. And then plus yesterday I counted all my Jordan 1s, and I'm to 96. So I definitely have to get to 100 by the end of the year. So these are coming in.
Cool. G.
Yeah, I actually love these more than I did the first ones, right? As Julian was saying, like that mini swoosh is just put that on, like it just looks amazing on any shoe, on any Nike shoe, right? With that mini swoosh. Yeah, I'd love a pair if I can get a pair.
Cool. Hendo.
Detail-wise, that mini swoosh and the red outsole I like, but the rest of the shoe I dislike. So it'd be a no from me.
Cool.
That's about it.
I like them. So if there's a chance to,
Wow! Wow!
I'll cop.
Jordan 1 man sneaks.
I do have Jordans.
You won't be able to. You can't wear a pair of Jordan 1s with your knees. Though.
Yeah, as long as he gets the mischief joints after.
This upcoming has just been a real head turner. This one, like there's ones that I haven't copped that Donald's going to cop. People aren't going to believe this. This might actually get views.
I'm blowing.
Next
Then you'll
up,
fast on
speaking
all the
of what I-
Jordans.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Speaking of what I like popping, we have
Of
Nice.
course.
990 B3 Season 2 of Teddy Santis. This is one of the pairs. There's, I think, another 16 pairs coming out.
You think you know?
What do you think, Daniel?
So I'll just reiterate, guys, that the Jordan 3 black, gold, and red are sitting on Squat Store.
Let those,
Up to a
let
women's
those
12.
sit.
Nah, that's a pass, guys. That's a pass.
Midas.
Look, I like New Balance. You know, I was on the New Balance train where a lot of people weren't, or spruiking and everything. These were never the silhouette I was talking about. Not for me.
Cool. JP.
I like them, but I don't need another olive pair, so it's a drop for me.
Paolo.
Man, a lot of people in the past made fun of me because I collect Jordan 1s, yeah? But at least Jordan brand, they make different colors, different colorways, bro. Like, this was like the last 60. Yeah, I thought it was a restock. Like, they restocked it for the 5th time.
How many grays and
I
olives
already
are
have
you
a
gonna-
Teddy Sanchez. Seriously, no, I already have a pair, and no bullshit is gray, white, and olive. Exactly the same as a Teddy Sanchez, so I'm done with that color block. That's it.
G, what do you think?
Paolo, it's funny you mentioned that because sometimes when Donald messages me and he tells me about a new NB he's got, I'm just like, which one, bud? Like, I'm confused.
All excited.
Which one? I'm confused. Just send me
They're
pictures.
recycling the same 5 pairs.
I love. I've seen the different colorways coming through for season 2. I'm gonna pass on these ones because there's better ones coming through, and I think more colors appealed to me in the season 2 than they did in the season 1. So, looking out for the different colorways, I'm gonna pass on these. I'll just let Donald have it. So,
Hendo.
I just want to know whether New Balance came over a massive amount of green dye or a massive amount of green suede. Like, what did they find? Like, they're all slightly different, but you need to see each one together to actually appreciate the sneakers. Like I said, they're just all, when you look at them without seeing the other 15 pair,
yeah.
it just all looks like the same sneaker. I guess when they're all together, you'll go, yeah, I can see the differences, but you do start just seeing a green sneaker.
That's not a New Balance. That's an old Balance.
Yeah, that's been out before. Yeah, I'd like to get a pair. I'm just gonna have to figure out what my favorite color green is, and I'll wait for all of them to drop first.
There are brighter greens coming out if that's what you're into.
Okay.
You just won't be able to
I
tell.
like that New Balance don't even change up. They don't even change the name. They just say green, brown, olive, brown, green, brown, olive, green. Like,
They have this auto generator, which has all of their colors as a pool, and then 3 of them gets matched like a slot machine. So
Oh, if you get your box damaged, it's easy to find the replacement box for sure.
it's just
all the
another color. This is the wrong box. It says olive, green, brown, not green, brown, olive.
all right, it's a drop for me.
Bullshit.
What?
Yeah,
What? Get out of here.
He's lying.
You don't have that color green in your collection.
You're telling me you're
Yeah,
picking up a
he's lying.
Jordan 1 and dropping a New Balance. I don't fucking believe it.
The world's gone mad.
Oh, I think it's time for this podcast to finish this first season, I think.
Well, let's go to the last shoes now. So we have the Puma MB02,
Ooh,
the Mellow Balls basketball shoes. I know how popular the first one is, but Tenyo.
Lamello balls.
I haven't dipped my toe into Mellows. I wanted the Rick and Mortys. They're the only ones I wanted to get. But look, I think you'd only get these to ball in. And it would be a waste for me to get them because I don't ball that much. So only on that merit, it'll be a pass, but I really do like them. I love the colour. It's like all Mellows just really out there and vibrant with the colours. And they're great. They really, all of them look really good, but you can only really use them to ball in. They're not a lifestyle shoe.
Yep. Midas.
Yeah.
I actually really like them. I just don't like the colorway, but I know there will be better colorways because there was 100 different colorways for the first one, right? But at the same time, I'm still not able to cop the first one. Like, the first one sells out and resells. Like, what world are we in where a Puma basketball shoe like sells out and resells? We're talking about the resale policy for Nike. We need to update Puma's policy. I will actually say though, the women's NBA basketball shoe, I think it's called the Stewie. I think the Stewie looks better than this.
Yeah.
It's a signature basketball shoe for a WNBA player, and it's lime green, which is my favorite color, so that doesn't hurt. But it looks better than these and the first one. So I feel like this is a cop for maybe a different colorway, if I can get them.
Cool. JP.
Yeah, it's a no for me. Not a huge fan of like performance basketball shoes. I'd have to say they do look cool, but a bit too performance orientated for me. So it's a pass for me.
Cool. Paolo.
Yeah, nah, man. I'm a lazy, sloppy 4 years old, so nah, this is definitely not for me. There's a performance shoe, so I'll leave it to all the ballers out there. So, yep, Not for me.
Cool. G.
Yeah, pass on these as well. Like, the main reason why I haven't copped a LaMelo is because I've stopped playing ball. Yeah, so if I was still playing ball, I'd probably have those purple ones that came out not long ago. I thought
They're
they were
nice.
really cool. Yeah,
They're really nice.
but the fact that I'm not playing ball anymore, it's like it's pointless. It's so hard to wear as a casual shoe anyway, unless they were a lower profile.
They do
then-
make a lower version of the one.
Which one? The first ones that he made?
So the mellow
there's a
ball
mellow one
there
low.
was a low, but the colors were terrible.
Cool. Hendo.
I think there's a bit of a backstory about these. So the mellow one was good, and the twos are absolutely shit. I had a good look at them today. I think Jordan got onto the Charlotte Hornets bench, sat next to him and said, "All right, mate, what you've got to do, you've got to have a first shoe that's good and a second shoe that's shit, because your third shoe will just pick up its game." And that's why these are released. Because they look like the one's little brother that just tags along. They look... I think they were trying to... Like, that one just... It smashed the design out of the park. And these just look like they've gone with like a... It's like a LeBron Witness to a LeBron. For me, like, it looks a lesser model than the one was.
So it's a couple.
It's like a Mellow 1.0.
I'll have 6.
It's a hybrid.
Cool.
We rattled on.
I just think they dropped the
We
ball.
rattled on too long about hybrids last week. Let's not talk about that again.
It's a cup for me, by the way.
2.0s.
Looking.
The orgy.
You getting a pair?
Yeah, I'm looking to find reason to ball again. So
Nice.
play ball again. So.
I could see these look really nice with your brown socks.
I can't wait to see them in the garden shit.
I'm waiting for the jump photo.
LaMelo's teddy bear picnic.
Yeah.
With
So
your little,
good.
with your little jump and pirouette bloody thing you do with your feet.
Yeah. So good.
Now, hey,
All right.
now I understand why you're getting those.
Now I'm gonna.
Now I understand why you're getting those bloody ankle boots at the start, because you don't want to trip over in the garden doing that little jump.
I'm gonna have to make a 15-second story after this out of all of your jump photos. Stay tuned.
All right. I mean, I'll hand it over to you, Daniel, at the closing. So maybe just close us off.
Righto, another great episode tonight. I want to thank all of our hosts for being here. Midas from Creasedheat, thank you so much for joining us, mate. Just give yourself a bit of a shameless plug, mate. Give your channel a bit of a plug, and yeah, go for it.
Yeah, look, where possible, twice a week. I drop a video. Sometimes I'm pulling it out of my ass. Sometimes there's, crazy news like we had in the last 24 hours. Yeah, Creasedheat on YouTube, the Instagram as well. Like I said earlier in the piece, I've been watching you guys with the podcast. I've been enjoying it. I love Australian sneaker content where it's not about reselling, although a fair chunk of it was today. But yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
No, thanks for being here, mate. Guys, also check us out either Monday or Tuesday nights, depending on our schedule. We do an IG live. Usually around 8:30 we'll hit the IG live. Hit us up in our DMs on Soul Kitchen on Instagram if you'd like to join us. We're always looking for people to jump on and give us their perspective on the sneaker culture. Anyone got any final words, Old Man Sneaks?
No. If you guys have gone this far, thank you, and hope to see you again next week.
Jay, good to see you back, mate. Any last words?
Oh, hey, I'm so happy to be back. Hey, just a bit of a plug for the Sydney Sneakerheads, 29th, I believe, of October. There's going to be a bit of a meetup in the city. So check out the FB group if you're not part of it. Request to join, get some information. It'll be heaps of fun. I think everyone's planning to go eat first and whatnot, have lunch. I won't have any money. I've saved up all my money for shoes, so...
Bring in two minute noodles.
Are you actually going to be there for this one, though?
Yeah, all right. I will be.
Yeah, late.
I will be. I will be. I will be. So it's on the calendar. We're all
Be
good.
late.
On time?
I'll 100%
Couldn't
on
let it
time. Right? Look, hey, it's not about the journey; it's a destination, right? So, but yeah, so 29th of October, guys. But yeah, really good to be back.
That's it. And yeah, Sydney Siders, get down and show your support. They're looking to double the number they had there last time, so they're looking for 6. They've got some big shoes to fill with their Melbourne counterparts. So get along. You got to have some good larrikins there for the day. I know JP will take you through the day and show you what to buy and what not to buy, and make you envious of what he does buy. Speaking of JP, any last words, mate?
Yeah, I'm saving up all my money so I can surpass Melbourne's spending. Yeah, hopefully there's some browse out there. But yeah, it's good to be back here on a Friday, and nice to chat with you boys. So yeah,
beautiful. And Hendo, I know you've been really busy today, mate. So it was good for you to take some time out, even though that you are back in the future, in old time, up there in Queensland. No daylight saving. So
Yeah.
Any last words, mate?
Shameless plug. I know Brisbane and Queensland, we don't have sneaker meets, but I'm going to local Foot Locker tomorrow, so if anyone wants to come up, we can have a look at some GRs together.
Yeah. And this pod won't be coming until Monday, so you would have already been and gone. Paulo.
But I'll see you there.
Paulo.
It's always fun catching up with you guys, and yeah, I already start saving up for the lost and found, because I know I'm not gonna cop them for retail. So no, thanks for having us, for having me, and yeah, have a great weekend. I guess I love shoes.
That's it.
Goodbye.
That's it. Just to close out, check us out on Spotify and YouTube. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. You won't be disappointed. You'll see us every week, and it's like watching the special kids go to school on the special bus. Until next week, this is Soul Kitchen. See you later.
Cheers, guys.
See you, boys.
Timmy.
Peace.